Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into a pretty fascinating mystery currently unfolding in the world of digital finance. Think about the app you probably use to split rent or, pay a friend back for dinner. Have you ever wondered why a massive peer-to-peer payment platform is suddenly taking a very keen interest in where you buy your morning iced coffee? It sounds completely out of left field, but there's a massive strategic play happening right now behind the scenes.
It really is the multi-billion-dollar question here. When we think of digital wallets, we usually just picture seamless, instant money transfers between individuals, right? So it seems kind of strange for an app built entirely on that premise to suddenly pivot toward the local food pickup space. Like, why get involved in the messy, hyper-local world of ordering a salad or a sandwich? Well, to understand this, we've got to look at a huge shift in how these tech companies are trying to weave themselves into our daily routines.
The contrast we're talking about here is massive. On one side, you have Cash App's core identity, sending money to friends. On the other side, you have this completely new behavior, ordering local food for pickup. It's a stark difference between how we normally interact with the app and the fascinating new master plan being rolled out by its parent company, Block. Essentially, they want to go from being an app you open occasionally to settle a tab to the app you open every single day when you get hungry.
Let's dig into Cash App's new menu, known as the Neighborhoods program.
To pull this off, Block formally introduced this brand new loyalty initiative back in October. Now, what's really brilliant here is the sheer scale of the assets Block already controls. They aren't building a merchant network from scratch. That would take forever. Instead, they're pulling off what feels like an incredible corporate heist by melding the 4.5 million sellers already in their Square network with their 59 million monthly active Cash App users. They're just building a bridge between two massive islands they already own, turning every single lunch transaction into a huge driver for customer engagement and payment volume.
And this brings us to the underlying economics, the two-sided network, which is really Block's hidden architecture. The business mechanics here are absolutely crucial to understand. It all comes down to a two-sided network. Basically, that's a platform that creates value by connecting two distinct, interdependent groups of users. In Block's case, they've got local merchants on one side using Square to run their shops, and mobile consumers on the other side using Cash App. By bringing them directly together, the value of the entire ecosystem just multiplies for everyone involved. To really emphasize the magnitude of this strategy, listen to how Mizuho securities analyst Dan Dolev describes it. He literally calls this the Holy Grail. A program that offers rewards for restaurant orders helps Block create immense stickiness. That means you don't just download the app, use it once, and forget it. You stick around because the app has become a highly rewarding part of your everyday life.
Block's leadership knows exactly how big of a deal this is too. Owen Jennings, who is Block's head of business, directly stated that Neighborhoods is probably the biggest lever they have to fundamentally change the size of their network and their trajectory of growth. So this is definitely not some side project. This is the engine they firmly believe will power their next era of massive expansion.
So how do they win? That brings us to beating the delivery giants by bypassing the toll bridges.
Look, to succeed here, Block has to overcome the massive players already dominating the local food space. We're talking about behemoths like DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. These delivery giants completely control the market right now. And sure, they offer a lot of convenience to us as consumers, but they act like incredibly expensive toll bridges for small local businesses, really squeezing their already super tight profit margins.
When we compare the actual numbers, the case for Block is absolutely staggering. Third-party delivery apps assess crushing commissions, usually anywhere from 20 to 30% on every single order. Block's Neighborhoods program, they offer a 1% processing fee for orders coming from Cash App. 1%! That's actually half of Square's usual fee. So it is incredibly easy to see exactly why local sellers are going to eagerly adopt Block's lower-cost alternative.
Plus, Block has a massive home court advantage here. Food and beverage is already Square's largest industry vertical, making up about 35% of their total payment volume. And Neighborhoods gives these small sellers the exact same capabilities as having their own custom mobile app, but without any of the tech headaches or complexity. They literally just plug right into the ecosystem they're already using to process their daily payments.
But what about you, the user? Let's walk through earning local cash and what the actual user journey looks like.
Block made it a super simple, highly rewarding three-step process to get people hooked right away. Step 1, you open Cash App and follow a local merchant. Step 2, you place your order and pay right there via the app. And Step 3, you earn up to 10% of your order total back in a new currency they call local cash.
Now here's the absolute genius of this closed-loop system. Those local cash loyalty funds you just earned, They can be applied to future purchases, but only from other Square sellers. It guarantees that the value you unlock stays entirely within the Block ecosystem. It drives this continuous cycle of local commerce that benefits absolutely everyone in the network.
So the big question is, does it actually work? Let's check out the early signs of success and the data behind this pivot. The early survey data tells a highly compelling story. According to Mizuho, when asked if they would use Cash App for local orders if there was a loyalty program attached, a massive 67% of users said they were likely or very likely to do so. Only 11% weren't interested. This absolutely proves there is a huge, untapped consumer appetite for a loyalty-driven alternative to those big delivery apps.
And the real-world traction is already undeniable. As of right now, 100,000 Cash App users follow at least one seller. And after just 3 quarters, those followers are providing about 10% of a seller's gross payment volume. Block executives noted they're adding hundreds of sellers a week, and Neighborhoods has already hit an impressive $320 million in annualized payment volume.
But I want to leave you with the ultimate punchline metric, which was shared directly by Block founder Jack Dorsey in a recent shareholder letter. Cash App users who follow a local seller transact 50% more often than non-followers. 50%! That is the exact definition of the stickiness we were talking about earlier.
So as we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with a provocative thought to ponder. Will your digital wallet eventually completely replace your favorite delivery app? Think about it. Block has the merchants, they have the users, and they definitely have the lower fees. As they keep connecting the dots of local commerce, the app you once used just to pay back a friend might very soon become the only app you need to navigate your entire neighborhood. Thanks so much for joining me today, and hey, keep an eye on your local coffee shop counter. You might be paying with Cash App a lot sooner than you think.